This video is brought to you by Jab.se, the lead supplier of MMA gear in Scandinavia. BetSafe.com, Europe's only online betting site for MMA.
Sebastian Vendel-Martinez with StudioMMA and MMA Nytt, and we're here with Cub Swanson, and I must say it's very nice to finally meet another Californian-born Swedish-Mexican. Actually, not even my brother is Californian-born, so it's nice to finally meet another one. Do you know of any others?
Yeah, I got two brothers that are the same, but both my brothers have colored eyes and they're lighter skinned, so I got the crappy end. I got brown eyes and I'm dark, so but yeah, nice to meet another one. Yeah, I call them, we're Swedekins.
Swedekins, that's a very good term. I've never used it. And it's funny because actually my brother is blonde and blue-eyed. My sister just looks straight up Mexican, so I guess it must be something with that mix.
Yeah, you either come out light or you come out dark, so.
All right, well, you got a big fight coming up, and Dennis Siver pulled out. How many adjustments were you forced to make after that?
The thing is, I had trained for southpaw for a long time and a similar one, so I kind of just went back to the training that I had done for so long for that fight. I was just so sharp early in my camp that it was quick adjustments, easy. I felt very comfortable right away.
And in a change of opponents, what sort of stylistically, what kind of a threat is Dustin Poirier compared to how Dennis Siver was?
The thing with Siver is he only threw like a few dangerous things, and they're dangerous, but it's only a couple, not that many things you got to worry about, but he just does those things very well. With Dustin, he can take the fight anywhere, just like me, and so you have to worry about a lot more things. Maybe not quite as dangerous in those certain areas, but just all around, just good. So that's a completely different fight.
It was spoken about a bit in the press conference, this whole situation with the title picture, Anthony Pettis getting the shot. How do you feel about that? Is it unfair to the rest of the featherweight fighters?
It is what it is. They make the calls and we just fight. As a fan, I'm excited about the fight. They're both great strikers, and they're both people I'd love to fight. So I do appreciate the fact that those guys, they were big names in their divisions. They're coming down to our division, which a lot of people have said didn't have that many superstars. Well, guess what? Now all these superstars are coming down to our division, and we get to tango with them and see what's up.
Well, that's a very good point. Are there any other as a fan of a sport, and I guess perhaps also as a fighter, are there any particular lightweight fighters that you'd like to see go down?
I don't know in particular. There's been so many to drop recently that when they drop, I'm like, oh, that'd be a fun fight, So my last two opponents dropped from 55, so I'm used to it. I think it's funny because, if they think that 45ers don't hit hard, then we'll see.
Well, we definitely see him in your career so far. 3 knockout victories in a row. I'm not sure if that's been done before in the UFC's featherweight division. Have you been training striking particularly, or is it just something that's presented itself naturally?
Well, yeah. For the last 4 years, I've been training with the Diaz brothers, the boxing Diaz brothers, Antonio, Julio, and Joel Diaz, and we have world champions at my gym, like literally former and current world champions in my gym every day that I spar with. That I'm like one of the dummies that gets to go in there and go rounds, and I throw down with those guys. So by the time I start, doing MMA sparring, I have to make some adjustments for the kickboxing and stuff, which I kick naturally because I'm a soccer player at heart. They don't seem as fast, and I feel like I have this advantage of being able to move good, and my vision is there. I see things coming, and that's all been working out for me.
Well, yeah, it's a good thing that you brought up the soccer playing, because there's other open workouts. I don't know if I've ever seen that, not even from Brazilian fighters, warming up with soccer. So you used to play when you were younger?
Yeah, I grew up playing since I was 4 years old, all the way into junior college. So I really like playing soccer, and I wish I could, but the UFC kind of told me I couldn't play anymore because I got hurt last time. I did a bicycle kick and landed on my shoulder, and I popped it pretty good. So I'm not allowed to play anymore, so that's why.
Well, the stereotype is that all Mexicans are either soccer fans or boxing fans or both, and I guess you prove that stereotype might be true.
Yeah, I guess so. And yeah, I guess I am that stereotype. Even though I'm not a very good Mexican, like I'm not a very good Swede, I only speak English.
Well, I'm sure we could set you up with some Twitter courses on both languages. Getting back to a fight a bit, the fight with Seaver didn't materialize, but is it a fight that interests you? If in the future, if he should get another win?
Yeah, definitely. If he wins, if he gets a fight and he wins, then that's a fight I'd look forward to. I was looking forward to that fight because he's tough as hell. Just like the Pearson fight, those are guys that just come forward and they're beasts, But those are the kind of guys you got to move around, be slick, and use the boxing. That is a fight I look forward to if he gets a win. But I'm not going to get a win and then, be like, okay, let's do it now. No. You go out there and you get a win too, because it's a tough sport, man. And one win is a big deal in the UFC. So that means a lot.
Speaking of matches or potential matches that were made before, your UFC debut, unfortunately, it was a loss to Ricardo Lamas. You've both since gone unbeaten. Is that also a match that perhaps interests you, a rematch with him?
Oh, yeah, because I don't know. I mean, people keep saying, I've read people say I got destroyed in that fight. I don't know if you guys...
Those are people who didn't watch the fight.
Yeah, I was winning the whole fight. And the reason I got caught on it, nothing from him, but on my side, in between rounds, I relaxed, too much, and I stopped respecting him, and he got me, and I was so mad at myself. I was like, that was such a rookie mistake I did, but I felt like me being out for so long and then performing so well, I was like, oh, I'm good, and I kind of relaxed. And so right after that fight, I got right back in the gym. I told all my coaches, you guys did a perfect job. I'm on the right track. I promise. Just trust me. I'm going to smash everybody from now on. And I've been on a roll ever since.
Yeah, you've proved it. I read on Twitter a fan asked you if about the upcoming event in Stockholm, and I believe you said that you would like to compete. I guess now it might be a bit too tight, but will you perhaps be visiting the event?
I would love to. My grandparents are full Swedes, and they would think that was the greatest thing on earth. They're so old school. They're in about to be 90, so they don't really watch much. But if I fought in Sweden, then I would be up there in their book. I'd be like, oh my God. So that would be awesome. I've never been, and I would love to go. But I would love to fight for that crowd just because I got roots there.
Well, we saw, I'm not sure how much of the last event in Sweden you saw, the crowd was very raucous and supportive of hometown fighters, especially with Reza Madadi and Alexander Gustafsson. I believe Dana White described it as a football match. I guess that's something that also might be interesting to hear that support.
Yeah, man, that would be crazy to get a hometown crowd out there, having never been there. But, it's something I really feel like I would like to do, just fight out there and also fight in Mexico, just travel, but just having roots there would be amazing. I root for all the Swedish fighters, and I root for Sweden in the World Cup, and like I said, my grandparents would just think it was awesome if I was be able to go out there and experience that.
Where in Sweden are your grandparents from?
I forget the town, but it's like, Stockholm is on the west, the east coast, so directly on the west coast from there. And it's actually their parents were from there, migrated to Minnesota, and my grandparents grew up in Minnesota, and then they all moved out to California. So I got family in Minnesota. There's a lot of Swedes in California.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Well, you said you're a fan of Swedish fighters. What do you think about Alexander Gustafsson's chances against Mousasi?
I think that's a really tough matchup for him, but I really like Gustafsson. I think he's an amazing fighter. I think the Speng brothers, Swedish as well. Yeah, everyone who comes out of there so far has been really good, and maybe I get my athleticism from that side of the family.
Oh, yeah, actually, Chris Spang is also he's fighting on the Stockholm card, and his older brother Andreas Spang, he's fighting on Bellator tomorrow night, actually. So Swedes have definitely been on a roll. But to get back to another half Swede, at least, Dustin Poirier, you meet him on Saturday. In what way do you say that you're stronger as a fighter? In which aspects are you a better fighter?
Everywhere.
And how would you say that you beat him?
Knockout.
All right, no. We can, for Swedish fans, only hope so. This is Sebastian Vendel-Martinez with MMA Nytt, and here with Cub Swanson, who faces Dustin the Diamond Poirier on UFC on Fuel 7. Thank you very much. And
Programmet presenteras av betsafe.com.